Hello, pumpkins. How are you? It's time to go over week 5, day 1 exit ticket. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. Thanks so much for asking. All right, week 5, day 1 exit ticket. Yay. I hope y'all have read your day 2. Okay, see, this is day 2. This is what you're supposed to do for tomorrow. All right? That's what you're supposed to do tomorrow. Volume in the real world. All right? But right now, we're doing our exit ticket. Okay? Week 5, day 1. If you don't have it in front of you, get a sheet of paper. All right? Get a sheet of paper so you can take notes. All right? Get a sheet of paper if you don't have the exit ticket. All right? Get the sheet of paper so you can take notes so that you can turn it in for credit. Won't that be awesome? Oh my goodness, yes, it will. All right, so here we go. Okay, solve each question in the space provided. Be sure to show all work. Determine the volume of the rectangular prism in 2 different ways. All right, so it gives us the length as 3/4 feet, the width as 3/8 feet, and the height as 3/4 feet. All right? Okay. And so it's telling us we need to find the volume 2 different ways. Now, the awesome thing is, though, you don't have to memorize the formulas yet because you just learned them. All right? So, what you have to do is use the formulas. First formula, length times width times height. Now, I just told you, what do we have to do with all 3 of those numbers? What do we have to do? LWH. What operation did I say we just had to do? Somebody put it in the chat. LWH. What is that telling me to do? What operation? Remember, we have 4 major operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Which one of the big 4 do we have to do to find the volume? Hello? What operation? Hello? Hello? All right, well, it is multiplication, okay? So you have to multiply all 3 numbers together. 3/4 times 3/8 times 3/4. Okay? And then check and make sure you wrote down your numbers right. 3/4 times 3/8 times 3/4. All right? So let's do our multiplication. 3 times 3 is what? Times 3. So 3 times 3 is times 3. Okay, so can someone do the top half of the fraction for me? 3 times 3 is, and then we multiply that answer times 3. Can anyone tell me what 3 times 3 times 3 is? Okay, 3 times 3 is 9, and then we'd multiply 9 times 3, and what would we get? What would we get when we multiply 9 times 3? 27. You are fabulous. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm giving you extra points because I know who you are. Casey. All right. Then we multiply 4 times 8. And we get 32. And then we multiply 32 times 4. And you know, I am the queen of the scratch paper. Okay? Okay. 32 times 4. Let's multiply it out. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 128. Okay? Excellent. So now it tells us. So, while we're doing it the other way, I want someone to figure out, can we reduce it? Is there a number we can divide, same number we can divide 27 by and 128 by evenly? Okay? I'm going to give everybody time to think while we see if we get the same answer. So when you solve a problem 2 different ways, you should get the same answer. All right? So the first way we found the volume is we multiplied the length times the width times the height. The second way we find the volume is we take the area of the base. That's what big B means. The area of the base times the height. Okay? The area of the base times the height. That's what the big B means, the area of the base. So this means we have to do a couple of calculations. So the first calculation is finding the area of the base. What 2 numbers do I have to multiply together to find the area of the base? I'll ask you again. What 2 fractions do I have to multiply together to find the area of the base? All right, so let's just do this. All right, to find the area of the base, we would multiply 3/4 times 3/8. Okay, because that would be the length times the width. Since we know this is, the base is what shape? What shape? It's a rectangle. All right? It's a rectangle. So let's multiply these 2 numbers together. Okay? 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay? And that would be feet squared. But I'm going to put my units in at the very, very end. Oh, sorry. And then we multiply, so I'm going to put little parentheses, area of base times the height. And then we multiply 9 times 3, we get 27. 32 times 4, we get 128. Our unit is feet cubed. Oh, look. We got the same answer. Aren't we fabulous? Yes, we are. Yay. Okay, just for the person who just got here, we are doing the exit ticket. All right, week 5, day 1. Exit ticket. We just did number 1. Now we're on to number 2. So I'm going to read it to you. A new company wants to mail out A new company wants to mail out samples of its hair products. The company has a sample box that is a rectangular prism with a rectangular base with an area of 23 1/3 inches squared. The height of the prism is 1 1/4 inches. Determine the volume of the sample box. What would I need to do? What formula would I use? I'll read it again. All right. It's so hard to read through this thing. A new company wants to mail out samples of its hair products. The company has a sample box that is a rectangular prism with a rectangular base with an area of 23 1/3 inches squared. The height of the prism is 1 1/4 inches. Determine the volume of the sample box. Okay, so which formula am I going to use? And we'll call this one formula A, and we'll call this one formula B. So you only have to put one letter in the chat box. Am I going to use formula A, length times width times height, or am I going to use formula B, the area of the base times the height? Which one am I going to use? Formula A or formula B to solve this problem? I'll read it again. The company has a sample box that is a rectangular prism with a rectangular base with an area of 23 1/3 inches squared. The height of the prism is 1 1/4 inches. Determine the volume of the sample box. So what formula am I going to use? A, length times width times height, or B, the area of the base times height. Okay, I got one person that voted. I got one vote. All right, I got one A, you got B. What we got? All right, very good. It is, I'll give you 10 more seconds and then I'm going to say. All right, it is B because they give us the area of the base, which is 23 1/3 inches, and then they give us the height, 1 1/4 inches. All right, so we have to multiply the area of the base times the height, which is formula B. So the volume equals BH. Big B, I refer to as big B, which is the area of the base times the height. Okay, so the volume equals the area of the base, which is 23 1/3, and I'm going to put my units in at the bottom, times 1 1/4. Now remember the fabulousness that is 6th grade, and that how we multiply this is we have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction. All right, can anyone do this one for me? Can anyone do this one for me? Give me the improper fraction for this mixed number, or this one. Can somebody give me one? Can I get one? Can I get somebody to give me one of the answers, and then we'll do, I just need somebody to help a sister out. Y'all see I did the work in advance. I always do. What do I do? How do I get this to be an improper fraction? All right, don't show your face. Hello. All right. Hello.
Hey, it's me, Mamata.
Hi. You wanted to show me how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do? Because I can speak up, honey. I can hardly hear you.
Do you want me to take my earphones out?
Well, I can't even hear you. So, how do I change the 23 1/3 to improper fraction? What do I
Is
need to
that
do?
better?
No, just talk louder. What do I need to do?
You will need to
23 1/3.
yeah,
What do I need to do? How do I change that?
into a fraction.
What?
Into a fraction.
Okay, how do I change it? What do I need to do?
Keep change switch.
How?
Keep change flip.
Keep change flip. No, how do I change the mixed number to an improper fraction? What do I have to multiply together?
You time you times 23 into times 3 divided by 1.
23 times 3 plus 1.
Yeah, plus 1. That's what I
Over
meant.
what?
Over
Okay, good.
1/3.
Over 3. Good, very good. Okay, and then what do I do with 1 1/4?
Do the same thing, but this time with the 1/4.
Good. So I multiply 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4. All right. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good day. I'll see you later. All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, that was fun. All righty. So let's multiply it out. And then thank you so much, Casey, for your 23 times 3. I really appreciate that. So 23 times 3 is 69. Okay. Plus the one you carried makes 70. So it'd be 70 over 3 times 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 makes 5, 5 over 4. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's do our multiplication. All right. 70 times 5. What do we get? Y'all tell me, because you know I'm old. 70 times 5 is what? Seventy times 5 is what? Okay, see, Miss Martin just gave you a tip. Multiply 7 times 5 and add a 0 on the end. So what's 7 times 5? All right, 35, good. Then you add the 0 on the end and you get 350. Aren't you full of fabulousness? Thank you so much, Casey. Next one, we need to multiply 3 times 4, and what do we get? We're multiplying 3 times 4, and what do we get? Yay! 12! Look at you going for all the points today. All right then. So now we get to do my favorite operation on the planet. The one that we do every time that we're together. Long division. All right. 12 goes into 350. I told y'all long division is never going to leave you. Okay, never. Never, never, never. All right, so let's start. How many groups of 12 are there in 35? Think about your 12 times tables. See, Miss Martin's letting you know, never will long division leave you. Never, never, never. How many groups of 12 are there in 35? So 3 is too big. So what number should we try? Three is too big. 1 is too small. What number should we try? 3 is too big, honey, and 1 is too small. So what comes between 1 and 3? Two. Ding, 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 ding. 2. Very good. And we're seeing how many times 12 goes into 35. So the 2 goes over the 5. You see that? You have to make sure you always line up your numbers correctly. All right? Then we multiply 2 times 12 and we get 24. Then we subtract it out, right? 4 from 5 is 1. 2 from 3 is 1. 11 is less than 12. I'm great. So now I bring down my 0. Notice I bring down my 0 right next to my 11. So now the million-dollar question is, how many groups of 12 are there in 110? Twelve times what number gives me close to 110 without going over? All right. 12 times what? No, there you go, 9. You are so fabulous. 9 times 12 is what? Thank you, RR. 9 times 12 is what? Nine times 12 is what? $108. Fabulous. 108 goes under here. Subtract it out. Bigger number on the floor. Borrow from your neighbor next door. 1 becomes a 0. 2. All right. 0, 0, 2. 29. And remember, we're dealing with fractions, so we're going to make this a fraction. And 2 over 12. All right. Now, since we are in, 6th grade now, we're going to reduce the 2/12 to its lowest term. All right? So, you have 2/12, and you have to find, remember this, the greatest common factor. The largest number that 2 and 12 have in common. All right? In this case, it would be 2. Divide them both by 2 over 2, and we get 1. 12 divided 2 is 6. So our final answer, is 29 and 1/6 inches cubed. We are so fabulous. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Excellent. 20, right. You got the 6 for the denominator. Very good, RR. All right, so that's our final answer, 29 and 1/6 cubed. Okay, so to reduce it to lowest term, okay, we had 2/12, right? And we had to divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor, the largest number, the largest factor that they have in common. You have to remember factors, okay? You have to remember your factors. What are factors? Factors are the two numbers you multiply together to get an answer. For instance, suppose you had the number 2. I'm asking you for the factors of 2. What numbers do you multiply together to get to? 1 and 2. All right? So then we have the factors of 12. What numbers do we multiply together to get 12? 1 and 12. I always do them in order. 2 and 6. 3 and 4. Factors are the numbers that you multiply together to get your answer. All right? So the greatest common factor of 2 and 12, the largest number that they have in common is 2. So you divide your numerator and your denominator by the greatest common factor and you get 1/6. See, and that's what 6th grade is. You learn very little new. You just have to combine it all together to get your answers. You have many, many steps. Okay? Now, for tomorrow's math class, because I'm going to be in there in Miss Martin's class tomorrow, what you're supposed to do is Day 2 volume in the real world. This is the do now. So do it. Do it tonight. Send her the picture so you can get credit. And then make sure you read through the notes. Okay? Read through the notes. All right? So that way it'll be familiar to you. Okay? So what you need to do is read pages. If you have the actual packet in your hand, it is pages 10 through 17. All right? Okay, so do the do now. This is it, Day 2, volume in the real world, and then read through pages 10 to 17. Okay, 10 to 17. The expectation is not that you work out the problems by yourself. The expectation is that you've looked at it so that if you have a question, you'll say, oh, this is where I'm unclear. Okay? Tomorrow during class, it's not supposed to be the first time you look at it. All right? So thanks so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you all tomorrow. Well, I will hear y'all tomorrow at 10 because y'all will see me the last day of distance learning. I promise I will show my face so you know it's just not me and my voice. All right? So I will hear y'all tomorrow. Bye.